all the harm that e'er I've done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit to memory I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. If I had money enough to spend, and leisure time to sit a while, there is a fair lady in this town who sorely has my heart beguiled. Her rosy cheeks and ruby lips alone she holds my heart enthralled. Then fill to me the parting glass. Good night and God be with you all. All the comrades that e'er I've had, they're sorry for my going away. And of all the sweethearts that e'er I had, they wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls into my lot that I should rise and you should not, oh, gently rise and softly call. Good night and God be with you all. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and God be with you all.
Hello, welcome to our latest episode of Revive Hi-Fi Canada, and this is the second part of our Keepers series for the Boston Acoustics Compact Reference 7, and we've changed the format of these Keepers series. Again, Revive Hi-Fi Canada is a channel that we hope that would promote the love for this hobby, this audio hobby that we have, and show you maybe some of the, and discuss some of the new and used type of audio equipment that you might find in your local area. So yeah, this is the Boston Acoustics Compact Reference 7, and if you've seen part 1, we were very impressed with this speaker. I am still impressed with this speaker. One thing I can say off the bat is that when we started with we started with the Martin Logan Forte, then we went to the Fosi Audio TB10D. I'm not sure if it's the updated version or not. We also got the Marantz SR4320 and the Cayenne 220C, which you see in many of our videos. So right off the bat, I can tell you that these speakers have a very good characteristic that I look at in many of the speakers that I've tried, in that they scale up with the higher quality amplifier or higher powered amplifiers that you try with them, and when you pair with them, and they're definitely that. So let's start with the Martin Logan Forte. The Martin Logan Forte, again, we're running without the room correction, and even without the room correction, the sound is just super clear. And one thing I can tell you is that the bass and everything that comes out of these speakers, the driver integration between the woofer and the tweeter on this two-way on the CR7, it just gets showcased with this amplifier. The clarity is unbelievable. I would say that out of the 4 amps, the Martin Logan Forte presented the clearest presentation. Then we switched to the Fosi Audio TB10D, not quite as clear as the Martin Logan Forte, but still quite clear. It just shows you the kind of variety that you could use with these Boston Acoustics. You can use a lower powered Class D amp or a higher powered Class D amp. They still sound great. They sound clear, a little bit less clear in the upper registers with the Fosi Audio TB10D, and slightly less bass oomph in the Fosi Audio TB10D. And then when we switch over to the Marantz SR4320, it's about 80 watts per channel. It's a Class AB amp. And what we find is that I don't find the clarity of the Class D quite the same. There's a bit of warmth in the sound, but a little bit less emphasis in the upper frequencies, and we get a very nice type of warm sound coming out of the speakers, if that's the kind of sound that you like. I think for these speakers, at least for me, these speakers already kind of slant towards the warm side. So when you get a warm amp with a warmer sounding speaker, there might be a little bit loss of clarity and detail. I found a slight bit of that there with this amp, this receiver working with these particular speakers, but that's not to say that they're bad. I could perfectly live with that pair. And the Cayenne 220C, which moves up to 100 watts per channel, one thing I can tell you is that the sound on the Martin Logan and the sound on the Cayenne 220C were both, at least in my opinion, the most attractive sound. The Cayenne 220C is a very neutral amp and puts out 100 watts per channel, and so does the Martin Logan Forte. It puts out 100 watts per channel, and I would say the Boston sounded the biggest. The soundstage sounded the widest and biggest with these amps. They're excellent with these particular amps. The Cayenne, more neutral, made the Boston sound really perfect as far as I'm concerned. Even the Martin Logan at 100 watts per channel, the clarity in the upper registers was really quite something. You don't have quite the same clarity with the Cayenne 220C. The Cayenne 220C though gives you this big warm sound, slightly warm, but not quite as warm as the Marantz sound coming out of the Boston speakers. And it's just a testimony to how good the Boston CR7s are. That they, for their age, they're just unbelievable. I would, against any of my newer speakers that I have on this channel, they'll do just fine. I mean, I don't mean this. Maybe some people or who make some of the newer speakers may not appreciate, but I mean, it is what it is. It sounds great. It's a great sounding speaker for its time. I would say it's probably ahead of its time. I've also auditioned speakers on this channel and before that weren't quite as good as some of the newer speakers, like the Wharfdale. The Wharfdale brings out oodles of detail and is easy to listen to all day, but these are also excellent. Whereas, like, for example, the Acoustics 2020i were a little bit more to the cold side compared to these speakers. They emphasize more higher frequencies, even though they have a dome tweeter, which is a bit surprising. But hey, these speakers play right in that league, and they play really well. And I call it as I see it here, and I love these speakers. And I guess the only negative thing I would say about these speakers is that I'm not quite a fan of the metal grills that are quite challenging to take off and put back on. I'm very partial to magnetic grills, as you've heard me say on this channel before, but happy to listen to these. I can easily live with these speakers. I'm quite fond of them. So thank you again for listening and for watching, and see you next time on Revive Hi-Fi Canada. Bye now.